Hey, Monte with Skupnos Novozelenia with you here again, answering questions that I normally get from people on the street. And here's one that I get sometimes. Educated people can't believe in God. So now I would classify this as an example of the no true Scotsman logical fallacy. And when I point out that there are many educated people who do believe in God, people with PhDs in relevant fields like genetics, microbiology, and philosophy who do believe in God, the predictable response is always this. Well, no true or no real or no reputable educated person believes in God. So when we talk about logical fallacies, they reveal weak arguments that can be easily proven false. But for the sake of the argument, let's look at this statement. Educated people can't believe in God. So on the surface, obviously there are many people that others would consider highly educated who do believe in God. And that is, historically speaking, intellectual giants such as Newton, Faraday, Kelvin, Joule in physics, Mendel and Pasteur in biology, Pascal in mathematics, and last but not least, the inventor of the scientific method himself, Sir Francis Bacon. So in today's time, I want you to consider these people, which I will reference through source data in the video description that is linked to this video. A man named Christian Anfinsen, and he's a Nobel Prize winner for his work in chemistry and biochemistry of the RNA. And he said this, "I think that only an idiot can be an atheist. We must admit that there exists an incomprehensible power or force with limitless foresight and knowledge that started the whole universe going in the first place." His words. Then there's Werner Archer, a Nobel Prize winner for physiology and medicine in his work for enzymes and molecular genetics. And he said this, "I do not think our civilization has succeeded in discovering and explaining all the principles acting in the universe. I include the concept of God among these principles. I know that the concept of God helped me to master many questions in life." Again, his words. The next person I want to point out is D.H.R. Barton, and he won a Nobel Prize for chemistry. And he said this, "God is truth. There is no incompatibility between science and religion. Both are seeking the same truth." Listen to the words of Ulrich Becker, a professor at MIT, specializing work on high-energy particle physics. And his words, he said this, "How can I exist without a creator? I am not aware of any answer ever given." Stephen Bernasek, professor at Princeton, for his work in solid-state chemistry, and he said this, "I believe in the existence of God. His existence is apparent to me in everything around me, especially in my work as a scientist. On the other hand, I cannot prove the existence of God the way I might prove or disprove an hypothesis." So I think Mr. Bernasek nails it on the head here. The realms of science and religion, they don't overlap. See, science involves experimentation and cannot and even should not attempt to answer supernatural questions of meaning and purpose. Each of these is well suited for the questions that they involve. So consider this statement from the National Academy of Sciences in the United States. This is from their website, and I'm going to reference that in the description as well. This is the statement. "Science is a powerful tool for understanding and explaining the mechanisms and dynamics of the physical universe. But science can't examine or explain the purpose of the universe. That's a question that falls under theology or philosophy. Pitting science and religion against each other makes both less able to contribute to a more meaningful experience of the world." Now, further information here. Statistically speaking, according to the Pew Research Center, again in America, 51% of scientists that were asked believe in some form of deity or higher power. So then the statement, most educated people don't believe in God, is clearly false. This objective data, this real data, demonstrates that this statement is false. So in fact, we could say that most educated people do believe in a higher power. So I think this objection, or this question that many people come up with, or a statement I could say, would be better stated this way. Many educated people can't allow themselves to believe in God. And the reason why I say that is, in the academic world, there's an unwritten yet very powerful rule that anything beyond natural, testable methods are rejected, except, that is, theories to reject a plain truth that is right in front of our eyes. And this is why abiogenesis, which is the incredible belief that life could somehow come from non-life, and evolution are still taught as facts, in spite of all the unexplainable holes in the theory that can easily be explained with the truth of an intelligent designer. So it's also no secret that the brotherhood of the academic science community, they closely protect this belief that only certain ideas, theories, and research are allowed to be discussed. And if anyone outside of this God-rejecting community offers another explanation based on real facts, but somehow contradicts them, they are blackballed, they're ostracized, and they're labeled as brainwashed religious nuts. Well, that's apparently how it goes with a lot of educated people. And positions at universities and research institutions, they don't go to people who ask too many questions and accepted theories. So there are some, though, as we mentioned above, who will step out and boldly proclaim their serious doubts about atheism's most dear belief, and that is evolution. So I'm going to link a website. It's called Dissent from Darwin, and I'll put that in the description as well. And if you follow this link, it leads to a list of more than 1,000 scientists, engineers, and PhDs from prestigious universities all around the world. And they each signed this following declaration. And I'm going to tell you what the declaration says. It says, "We are skeptical of claims for the ability of random mutation and natural selection to account for the complexity of life." And it goes further and it says, "Careful examination of the evidence for Darwinian theory should be encouraged." So, to sum up the answer to this statement that educated people can't believe in God, I think we've proven this clearly to be false. So maybe it's time for some people to step out of their bubble and do some independent research and read those who you may not agree with. You might be surprised at what an educated person can learn. So if you have other questions about the topic of God, the topic of Jesus, the Bible, many other topics we're going to be covering in this answer series. So I want you to check out some of the other videos. If you have other questions that are not addressed, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to sit down and talk about your questions and see what kind of answers we can give to you. And we're going to always give our answers from the truths of God and from His Word. So until next time, in the next video, God bless you.